Some anime protagonists are gifted powerful abilities, but not all of them get so lucky. Whether it's a fantasy world or grounded in reality, sometimes you're just stuck with the worst skills imaginable. But what if those so-called trash skills turned out to be overpowered when used correctly? That's what we're diving into today. Anime with main characters who start with weak, bizarre, or unwanted powers, but flip the script and become unstoppable. Stick around, you might just find your next favorite series. Black Clover, last but definitely least, Black Clover. Asta was born without magic in a world where it defines everything. Mocked and doubted, he pushes himself through relentless training. Eventually, he gains a mysterious anti-magic grimoire and a massive sword that cancels magic entirely. His journey from trash to top-tier warrior is full of grit, rivalry, and raw determination. BOFURI, I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. Maple doesn't want to take damage in her VR game, so she puts every stat point into defense. What starts as a quirky decision quickly turns her into an unkillable tank. She becomes more and more broken with each level, getting overpowered abilities just by playing cautiously. It's wholesome, fun, and surprisingly satisfying. Even given the worthless Appraiser skill, I'm still the strongest. Appraisal skills usually seem minor, useful, sure, but hardly game-breaking. But in this world, they're actually considered worthless. That's why our protagonist is mocked, bullied, and even left behind to die. What everyone overlooks is how his Appraiser's ability hides a deep power. Through sheer will and clever use, he flips his fate and becomes a force to be reckoned with. Man Saitou in another world. Sometimes being helpful is enough. Saitou is a regular handyman who ends up in a fantasy world. No magic, no combat skills. But he joins an adventuring party, picks, locks, fixes gear, and even helps his forgetful mage teammate remember spells. Not every hero needs to wield a sword. Saitou proves that being reliable can be just as important. Loner life in another world. Let's kick things off with Loner life in another world. This one's all about Haruka, the last student left to pick Kufus's powers after his whole class is summoned to another world. Everyone else grabs the best skills, and Haruka, he gets the leftovers, a bunch of weird and seemingly useless abilities. But here's the twist. These skills become insanely strong when used creatively. What follows is a classic underdog story with plenty of growth, bonding, and unexpected power. Mashle, magic, and muscles born. Without magic in a world where magic is everything, Mash is a total outcast. But instead of giving up, he trains his body to ridiculous levels. With pure strength alone, he smashes his way through a magic academy, breaking spells with fists. Mashle is a hilarious and clever parody with over-the-top action and plenty of heart. Middle-aged online shopper in another world. Online shopping in an isekai sounds like a useless skill, right? Think again. This middle-aged man gets transported to another world, but instead of a combat ability, he's given an online shopping feature. He uses it to buy items that don't exist in the new world and starts a business empire while living a chill, stress-free life. Not your typical action-packed anime, but it's clever and entertaining. The Ossan Newbie Adventurer, one of the most underrated shows of 2024. The Ossan Newbie Adventurer. Rick Gladiator is a 30-year-old E-rank rookie who missed the usual age to start training, but when an elite group takes him under their wing, they push him through brutal training and max out his stats. Now he's a beast, underestimated by many, feared by the smart ones. A true late bloomer power fantasy. Uncle from Another World. What if your uncle woke up from a coma, claiming he was an isekai hero all this time? Uncle from Another World is a hilarious take on the genre. Not only does he still have his powers, but he also starts making YouTube. Content with them? It's part parody, part slice of life, and packed with comedic gold. Plus, he constantly reveals how rough and weird his otherworldly adventure really was. World Trigger, here's a gem that more people need to watch. World Trigger. When humanity is invaded by creatures called neighbors, a special weapon called a trigger is our only defense. Enter Yuma Kuga, a transfer student who joins the fight and dominates. But there's a twist. He's not human. He's a humanoid neighbor himself, fighting on our side. Smart battles, deep lore, and a seriously underrated protagonist. And that wraps up our list of anime where trash skills turn into op powers. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe for more anime recommendations and deep dives. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.